Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Here to Stay by Ms.E. and welcome back to my loyal subscribers. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made this custom pixie cut platinum crown. If you're interested in seeing how I did this, please stay tuned. I'm going to show you from start to finish how I made my markings, how I sewed it on the sewing machine, and how I cut this wig. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, share button, please leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. So right now I'm getting ready to make my markings. As you can see, there's duct tape underneath with my measurements, or with measurements from 1 to 16, using a ruler to make those markings. And yes, I'm using a crayon. It is my favorite, actually my only marking tool that I use now. I tried chalk, I tried permanent marker, but I found out that the crayon works best. It's easily to come off. It does not stain the lace, and it's not going to come off sooner than you would want it to come off like chalk does. So that's my favorite tool to use. Try it, tell me how you like it, yeah. So right now I am putting on my lace frontal. I normally put it on before I start my markings, but I was so excited about making this video that I forgot to put it on first, but no worries, I'm gonna put it on now. And right now what you see that I'm doing is I'm pulling my lace down a 1/2 inch to 1 inch below the edge of the cap. I'm going to secure it in the middle and on each side. Now I use the cut lace method. I always use the cut lace method whenever I'm using frontals. This means I'm going to cut my frontal according to my head measurements from ear to ear. Have to make sure that it's centered. So yes, I'm cutting my frontal, whether it's for myself or for a client, according to the measurements across the head from ear to ear. My measurements are a 12 in that area, and so this lace is a 13 by 6, so that means I have to cut a 1/2 inch off of each side in order for this to equal 12 inches. If you use a cut lace method, you will never go back to any other method. You don't have to worry about the sides flopping up. You don't have to worry about cutting around the ear when you're all done and gluing it down. This is a glueless wig using the cut lace method. Stay tuned for the next video that will show you in detail how to do the cut lace method. So right now I am securing this frontal, sewing it by hand. I will also reinforce it using the sewing machine after I'm done. So I've sewed from the middle down the left side, the middle down the right side. So I decided well, not decided, but I've been doing this for quite some time, to cut away the excess material of the cap prior to sewing on the rest of the hair to the cap. The reason being is it gets really complicated when you are trying to sew, and this piece just makes it so constricting. It makes it difficult to maneuver. So I decided, hey, why don't I just cut it off prior to sewing the rest of the hair on, and it works perfect for me. So right now I am finishing up making my markings. In the back, the nape area, I did make my markings a 1/2 inch apart. As I move up the crown, I am making them a whole inch apart because I don't need them so close together in the top. In the back, I need them close together because it's going to be a tapered look. So I am sewing and doubling my tracks at this point. Please note that the wigs that I sell at my online store, I do not use 27 pieces because the 27 piece is not able to be colored. Now, the blonde hair that you see that I'm working with now, you can tone it with purple shampoo, but if you try to color it any other color, it's not going to work. I don't know what it is, the chemical that they use in the factory to make the 27 piece kind of curl. I don't know what it is, but something that they put on this hair makes it impossible to hold chemicals. So that means color or anything else that you might want to do. And so I don't use 27 piece. I'm only using this to make this video. So I'm basically just matching my hair that I have doubled to the lines and the markings that I made previously. And a lot of my clients that I sell to, they sometimes want to take their wigs to their own stylist to have it custom colored, or they would want me to color it. So that's the reason why I don't use 27 piece, because as I said before, it's very hard or impossible to color 27 piece hair. So as you can see, I am halfway up the head, but we're going to move on. So it has been completely sewn onto the cap, and now I am tapering the back using a clipper. Now sometimes this can be difficult because the clippers can get caught in the tracks, but if you're patient, this is something you can do. You just have to take your time, or you can use the razor to taper this nape area. So you guys, I hope you excuse the noise that you hear. It sounds like my family is bowling upstairs. But if I wait until there's no noise in my house, I would never make a video. So just kind of ignore the noise. So again, if you have not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I have a lot of good hairstyles coming up as it pertains to wig making, cutting, coloring, all things that pertain to wig making and all things hair. So if you're interested in seeing these videos, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload a video. Okay, so I am cutting the top. It's kind of hard to tell the front from the back when you're working on a wig head that does not have a face. So I'm going to try to walk you through it as much as I possibly can to let you know where I am cutting so that you can get a visual of the area and how to cut that area. So this is the top, as I said before. And I'm using a piece from the back to establish the length that I want the hair to be in the top. So generally I make all of my pixie cut wigs with 4 inches in the top and 1 to 2 inches on the sides. I actually prefer only 1 inch on the side, but sometimes my clients have a difficult time curling that when it's that short. So it's actually their preference. Or if it's a wig that I'm making for myself, it's whatever I prefer to do. So right now I am cutting the sides. This is the left side that I'm cutting. I am shaping around the side of the face where the ear would be. Now I am cutting around the ear, cutting in front. And then I'm going to proceed to cut in back. And the tool that I'm using is a razor, a 3-sided razor. Moving over to the other side, and I'm going to use the same technique to use some of the hair from the top to establish the length, to make sure everything blends nice and smooth. trying not to cut too much into the bottom because I do want my sideburns to be left kind of long. So I'm gonna not cut so much of that. As you can see, I'm leaving a lot of that out. This is the other side of the head where I am cutting around the ear, or where the ear would be. I'm cutting around the sideburn here, and then I'll cut the back, and that's behind the ear. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned for my other videos coming up next. Stay tuned for the style that you're going to see at the end, and I hope to see you in the next video.